of the Epiphany of the Lord. The word Epiphany was traditionally used for the birth of the king, or when the person is being introduced as a king of a particular region. Otherwise, when the king is visiting his own people in his country, the word Epiphany was used. Now, when the three wise men, the kings, visited Jesus, the newborn Messiah, the same term, Epiphany, was adopted. Today, as we celebrate this feast of the Epiphany of the Lord, we all of us are invited to visit this Jesus into our life. And when we visit this Jesus, our life may be changed. And that's what we learn from today's feast. In the Gospel reading, we speak about the three wise men visiting Jesus. The entire narration can be put into 8 different activities. The first one is searched. The kings, they were searching for this newborn child who is the king of the Jews. Matthew chapter 2 verse 1. Secondly, inquired. They came and inquired about this newborn child to Herod. They shared what they saw in the sky, and they were trying to inquire about this child. Thirdly, they followed. When they inquired to Herod, when they came out, once again they are seeing the same star. So they started following the star. Fourthly, overjoyed. When the star stopped in the place where Jesus was born, they were overjoyed. Matthew chapter 2 verse 10. And fifth, they saw the child. They entered into the house and they saw the child and Mother Mary. Chapter 2 verse 11a. And sixth, they bowed down. When they saw the child, they bowed down and they worshipped that newborn child. Matthew chapter 2 verse 11b. And sixth, they offered themselves, and they also offered the gifts which they brought to that child. Matthew chapter 2 verse 11c. And finally, the eighth one, they returned. They returned to their country. Matthew chapter 2 verse 2. And all these 8 activities can be put into 3 important activities, which are the changes of this king. Because they visited this particular child, they had these 3 changes in their life. First of all, they were very joyful. The visit made them joyful. As soon as they entered into that place, when the star stopped, they were overjoyed. Matthew chapter 2 verse 10. The extreme happiness they felt. See, that's what, when we visit Jesus in our life, when we find Jesus in our life, they not even visited. As soon as they entered the place, they started seeing the happiness. Today, the same happiness we need to inculcate into our own life, which means the very presence of God will create happiness into our life. Today, are we ready to receive that happiness in our life by receiving Jesus into our life, by visiting this Messiah, this King in our life? Second change that we find in these 3 wise men is dedication. The dedication of themselves and dedication of their offerings. They completely offer themselves. It's therefore they bowed down before this small child. They were all wise men. They were kings. And they were ruling many people, and they came and just bowed down before this small child. They were humble in their heart. It shows their complete dedication. They not only offered the gifts that they brought. It is not only offering of the gifts, they also offered themselves. And today, are we ready to offer ourselves? In Old Testament, Abel, he offered among whatever he had. Abraham, he offered his own son. They all did not offer themselves. They all offered what they had. In the New Testament, we see about the widow who offered the coins. She offered whatever she had. But they all did not offer themselves. It was Mother Mary who offered herself completely before God for the plan of salvation. And these three kings, they offered themselves completely. They offered their gifts and they also offered themselves. And today, this dedication, this complete offering, self-surrendering will happen into our life also when we visit Jesus in our life. And are we ready to visit Jesus in our life? Are we ready to feel the presence of Jesus in our life? And when we have this presence of Jesus in our life, of course, we will be able to change our life. And finally, the change the wise men had in their life was they changed their way. They returned to their country in a new way. Here, new way means it's new life. They had a new life because they visited Jesus. There was a change in their life. It was a sign of visiting Jesus. It's a sign of change of their life. They entered into a new way. It was a sign of their life, new life. They passed from the way of error to the way of Jesus. See, that is the power of the presence of God, the power of visiting Jesus in our life. Today, as we celebrate this feast, let us also try to feel this presence of Jesus in our life. Let us try to visit this Jesus every day. As these three wise men visited this newborn child, let us also visit this child in our life so that we may be happy in our life, so that we can always surrender ourselves before God, and above all, there will be a change of life in our life. My dear brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus, today in the second reading, it was particularly mentioned that this Jesus was born. He has come not only for the Jews, he has come for the Gentiles also, which means he has come for all. Which means he has come for us also. He has come for me and for you. And are we ready to accept this Jesus in our life, so that our life may pass from darkness to light? And that's what we say in today's first reading. When the people of Israel, they were in the Babylonian exile, the promise is being given to them that your life of darkness will pass to the light of light. And this life of light and this new life will be from this new child only when we visit him. So today, let us try to visit this Jesus in our life so that we may experience the change of life. May God bless you.